Hello everyone, this is Mayor Karula. As you know, 15 days ago, I was coming back to the United States from Turkey, and I shared with you that the Customs and Border Patrol agents took away my phone after holding me and my family for almost 3 hours. Thanks to this fine young man, Brother Ahmed Muhammad, and CARE New York, I am coming back today to New York to get my phone back. He was able to get it back within 12 days. So I want to thank you, Ahmed, very much. I could share with you that it was an extremely frustrating and terrifying experience. So quickly, I shared with people in my post the questions that I was asked. What were they supposed to ask me? What can they ask me?
That's a very fine point. Look, when you're coming back into the country, Mayor, CBP is supposed to ask you 3 types of questions. Number 1, who are you? And the way you answer that question is by giving them your U.S. passport or your visa. Right? As a U.S. citizen, Mayor, you have the absolute right to re-enter your country. There is nothing CBP can do to stop you from coming back into your country. All right? That's the first type of question. The second type of question is, what was the purpose of your trip? You went to Turkey? They should have asked you, why did you go to Turkey?
So I could simply say visit family.
Visit family.
Okay.
To do business. Whatever it was, that's all you have
And
to
that's
say.
where it ends.
The third type of question they can ask you is, what are you carrying with you?
Okay.
Are you carrying any paraphernalia? Are you carrying any seeds that are not supposed to be allowed to come back into the country, right? That's really easy. Basically, you say, look, I'm not carrying anything. Search my bag if you want.
Okay.
Right? If they ask you questions beyond those 3 topics, you don't have to answer those questions.
Okay. And that's exactly what I did when I became frustrated, is they started asking me, do you know about any terrorist groups forming over there, or did you meet any terrorists? And that's when I felt insulted after serving my community for over 18 years as an elected official. Prior to that, as a volunteer fireman, I felt that I was selected basically because of my name and identity.
Absolutely. Why else would they ask you that question?
Exactly.
If you weren't Muslim, if you weren't born in Syria, why would they ask you that question?
Exactly.
It is profiling. It happens every day to American citizens who happen to be Muslim. And the only reason they're taken back to secondary inspection and questioned in that way is because of their faith, what they happen to be wearing, and in what direction they pray. It's illegal, it's unlawful, CBP should not be doing it. And thank you so much for speaking out and being a community leader on
My
this
pleasure.
issue.
So now, because I stopped answering questions, because I told him enough is enough, I don't want to be harassed, he said, well, now we have to inspect your phones. Tell us about how do we deal with inspecting a phone?
Look, CBP, number 1, they think the Constitution doesn't apply to them at the border. That's not true. We're in court right now fighting these issues to force CBP to get a warrant based on probable cause before they start searching the lives of Americans, mostly American Muslims, at the border. So what happens if the CBP agent says, give me your phone, and if you don't do it, I'm taking your phone away? Number 1, you should not give them your passcode, because then they can just copy and download your phone and they have your whole life. So look, who knows what these CBP agents are going to do with this information? They don't have a right to it. Look, and you ask them, why do you want my phone? Even CBP will say, we only search phones if there's reasonable suspicion. Objective, reasonable suspicion. So you should ask them, I believe you did this. Why are you searching my phones? What are the reasons? And what did they tell you?
Because they were told to do so.
They didn't have reasonable suspicion. They violated their own rules.
And that's why, according to them, they said they didn't inspect it, right? Because there's really nothing. I'm very confident of myself. So I just want to thank you again. I want to thank CARE. And I want to say, listen, CARE does a fantastic job for the entire community, not only for Muslims, non-Muslims as well. So I'm going to put the button for donate as well. So if you could please support CARE and help them do what they do. I'm going to share with you, I spoke to one attorney friend on my cell phone before I lost it. After my phone was taken away from me, there was no way for me to contact anybody in the outside world. But Ahmed had enough sense, and I thank you very much, just to call inside the airport and say, I want to speak to Muhammad Khairallah. So I want to thank you. You were a lifeline. I know you told them we were going to sue them, and I know I reviewed the documents, and I know we're not done, because this is not about me only. This is about civil rights. This is about ending profiling and Islamophobia. So thank you very much, and thank you for helping me restore part of my life. Jazakumullah khair. God bless you, and I hope none of you ever go through this. Assalamu alaikum.